Hello guys, today I would like to make a short market update. What happened, why it's happening. Basically, we had like very strong impulsive move to the upside on Bitcoin. From from here, it started to be really impulsive. We hit one of the resistances I was talking about in the private group. And for now, we see some pullback happening. There were a couple of interesting things in this range. So first thing was that the dormant Bitcoin address woke up after many years and sold huge amount of crypto. I think it was $9 billion or something like this. I don't remember correctly. And the market at this time was trying to hold the price in this range because, as you can see, we had this really nice range over here. Uh, and it was looking not bad at that moment, but also there was a lot of longs here. Everyone wants to jump on the move when it's already too late. The time to buy was over here, but at that time nobody was thinking we are going higher, probably. And so that's the situation for now. We had this range in which we were trading since 10th of July, and we lost it for now with one candle. Of course, the most important thing is to always wait for the weekly close. We still have 1.5 days to close the weekly candle, and support, because after the move, when you have a move like this, we need to wait for the resistance to form, and which is like this. Let's do it maybe this way, it will be more visible to you. And also the first support which was created was over here on a daily time frame. And as you can see, once we put this resistance and support, we were holding it quite nicely, because no single daily candle was close. By close I mean the body of the candle closed below this support, and no candle closed above this resistance. So it was simply a range in which we were trading. Yesterday, on Thursday, there was like a first close below this support. To make it maybe more visible, I will turn on this for some time. And now it changes a little bit everything, because once we lose the range, and to lose it we need to confirm it on a weekly candle. Like if we somehow move up by the end of the week and close still inside the range, then we are still simply ranging. But the thing is, this drop was caused due to in fact, like the American stock market, US stock market, which is dropping heavily after a huge move to the upside. Sorry for the mess on the chart, but I forgot to clean it. Let's clean it a little bit. Or maybe not even to like this. So we had this, you remember the tariffs of Trump when they were announced, we were dropping really heavily, and we simply just tapped this this previous resistance as support. As you can see here we just tapped this and we continue to move up. um, this move, in my opinion, is already extended. So this drop was just a matter of time. And what was fueling this drop? In fact, Russia threatened again the other countries. So President Trump announced movement of nuclear submarines following Russian threats. So Basically, market is now de-risking because of this news. Of course, news is usually just the fuel. It was it is very unhealthy move like this when you just go up, up, up and up. Like it's when there is a move like this, that's why we dropped so fast, because when the move is created very impulsively without any market structure, then the dump is usually as fast as the rise was, or even faster. Because, for example, when you create a structure, even this is like the foundation. So whenever we revisit this, it can show some support. Here there was no support because we were just printing higher highs and higher lows. For example, this one is a good support, right? Because we had impulsive move to the upside, pullback. We have here the order block. So whenever you see something like this can act as a nice support or resistance, and different direction, of course. Um, so this was the reason probably for that big drop on Bitcoin. Even NQ also dropped. NQ is US tech, so Nasdaq. Um, so uh, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, it's healthy when we make a pullbacks. Of course, it's healthy because we cannot just simply go higher and higher. And this simple drop yesterday, only this drop yesterday, which was, let's check how much drop was yesterday, 2.75%. It created a lot of liquidations. Only today, in the last 24 hours, we have 600 million liquidations across the whole crypto market. And as you can see, yesterday, August 1st, we had total of 922 million liquidations on the long side, and almost $92 million liquidations on the short side. And the highest volume of liquidations was on Bybit, and the second was Binance. So it's simply this, like, too many people believe in the ultimate bull run, or they just want to see Bitcoin for 500k. And if you are invested into spot, that's safe and that's okay. But if you play with leverage, then you need also to be aware that when there is a lot of liquidity to be taken, market makers at some point will just grab this liquidity. Um, so Bitcoin basically lost this range on a daily time frame. Um, and the thing is, usually when we lose the range, we should wait for the retest of the previous support. So so this. So if we see a move back to the to the support level, previous support, and we see a nice rejection, change of market structure, then we can entertain a short. But to short here, it's already too late. It's very risky, and risk to reward is not here, because if you would have to short, then simply your stop loss should be above the high. So let's say if you short here, then your stop loss is very big, around $10,000. And the fact the first area which you can target is in fact here, here, or here. Usually we like to test the lowest support level. So let's say it's almost one to one, but we can also uh, go higher just by simply tapping this support. So I will mark out some levels for you. This is good place. One second, this is daily support. Those are the levels of interest as per support. We always need to check the higher time frame, and as we can see, this is also the weekly support. Uh, and the thing is that when we look on the monthly time frame, we can see that since April, we just print green monthly candles. So it was up, small week, up, bigger week, up, and now we had this, let's say, not neutral, but somehow bullish candle because it closed above the previous weeks. So if we look at this from the support resistance perspective, this was our resistance on the monthly time frame. We could see that previously we couldn't close any monthly candle above it. We closed inside, but we couldn't close above. So this is the real monthly resistance. We can see that even this candle closed inside, this candle closed inside, and the previous month, July, closed above previous weeks, above previous monthly resistance. So what we can expect is continuation, in fact, because it would be really stupid to believe now that we are going lower, especially when we look at the whole structure. Um, we can even see here this channel which we have created. Let's see it, maybe do it like this. Uh, yeah, it aligns pretty nice. We can even see that here was a nice, it looks really nice in my opinion when we took it like this. There was a nice rejection here. So probably we are moving like in a big parallel channel. Yeah, as you can see, low, low, high, high. We cannot break this channel from the high, come back to the low of the channel. Now we didn't tap the high of the channel. Um, so there is possibility of one more move to the upside. I personally look for the zone between 140 to 130, 35 as a potential resistance, maybe even 130. It's like a zone. We never know when the where the high can be put in, but this can be a nice zone where we can see some real rejection and maybe some bigger pullback. For now, as I showed you on the monthly time frame, uh, we are moving inside this big channel, and this can also be because we just started the month. Today is the second day of the month. So as you can see in the previous months, we open, we create a week, so we take some liquidity from the previous month candle, and this can be the same. This can be the same thing. Also, you need to take into the account that the pivots like previous month low or previous month high or previous week low and previous week high or previous day low, previous day high, they are very good liquidity points, and the market likes to take those liquidity points. So if we are to move higher, I would really like to see a move into the weekly support because we will take all of this liquidity. It will look very bearish when it will be happening. So it can be, but I'm not saying it is. When we see a close of the weekly candle inside the support, then it changes everything. But if we see a move to the weekly support and we see something like break of the support and then reclaim, I will entertain a long with a stop loss below this low, or safer is below this low. And then we can see a bigger move to the upside. That's very favorable in my opinion, but also we need to be aware that a second, let's see something. So first, on the weekly time frame, we had also this zone of resistance, and it was uh, working quite well. We can see that rejection moved to the downside. Then this candle closed above this resistance and then get back inside. So either we are going to retest this previous resistance, which is here, as support, or we can even revert from here. In my opinion, it really depends on the stock market, what will be happening, because Bitcoin follows stock market quite well. Not all the time, but the correlation is definitely here. So for me, the best place to entertain along would be from this weekly support plus weekly order block. Uh, it also really nicely correlates with the SMA, which I like to follow. So it truly depends. For now, we are between. This we can also classify as somehow the range of the price. So when we have a ranges like this, we like to do something like this. We take the volume from this range. So let me just change it a little bit. So we like to check the volume. Where is the highest volume, which is at 104,628. This is a very nice point, and as you can see, we will grab all of those lows. A lot of people will be heavily shorting once we get here, and this place can be a really nice place for market makers, funds, and big players in the market to increase their positions. As we can see, there is nothing to be worried about because the SMA 200, which is a very good indicator, is still going upwards and we are still above it. So that's a good sign. Also, since this was a range as well, we should also take into account this range volume, and the highest volume is here, so we can call it POC. POC is the point of control of the range, so it's here, and also POC is here. So this POC sits really nicely at this weekly resistance, which was here, and this resistance is starting, yeah, at 105 104 and 500 until 108 and 500. So what prices usually like to do on a smaller time frame and higher time frame, they like to retest this previous support, the previous resistance as support. So it can be a really nice point, but also we need to remember that we can revert easily from here. So for now, I'm staying flat. I don't want to do anything around here. It's simply not worth it. So I recommend for everyone to stay flat for now. If you are in shorts, that's good. If you are not in any position, just simply wait for the market to show its hand, because in the place like this zone, it's a no trade zone, in fact, because anything can happen in here, because no one no one is in charge of this price action, only market makers. So as you can see here, this volume range was really nicely acting as the range, and once we broke out of it, we retested it twice and even 3 times before we moved up. So either we can again just retest this high of the volume high of the range, or we will move to the highest point of volume, right? Because I think we missed it a little bit. No, here was the retest of the point of control, and then we had this move to the upside. I will later also share in my group the the things which I see on the chart as well, but which I cannot show you now because I have it on my other charts. But Let's see maybe also Ethereum, what is happening with Ethereum. Let me just clean it a bit because it's like some old chart. Uh, Yay. So let's see what's up with Ethereum. Maybe let's go to Bybit chart. Bybit, because Bybit has a quite good volume on all crypto related charts. Okay, so I know it's messy. Let's clean it a little bit. Maybe now it's better. So in fact, on Ethereum, we have this huge range for now. This is a very big range, and the volume of this range is working pretty nicely. As you can see, we couldn't break above the volume area high, value area high of the range, and this whole move up, which was everyone was calling that Ethereum is the worst coin, we simply went to retest the value area low. Why I'm looking at volumes? The POC is the place with the highest volume. This is the highest volume node, as you can see here. This simply means that most of the transactions are happening in this zone and also here with on the high volume zones, high volume nodes. So as once we broke through the POC, which was here, we had this huge move to the upside, and now we are trying to close, because we already closed above value area high of the range. If we can hold this as support on the weekly or monthly time frame, then the continuation on Ethereum is very likely. Uh, but for now, we need to see what will happen. As you can see, even this big drop, we closed daily candles above this volume. This simply means that this previous range volume, this whole volume here, is being now tested as support. So we can, with good amount of probability, believe that we can move higher. I will not touch anything for now because it's too early, but I mean like to touch anything for now regarding the trading Ethereum at this point because we need to wait for more clarification. But I have already a long from here, which was simply a retest of the previous resistance. This was previous resistance. We tapped it as a support, and we had this huge move to the upside. So if we would now to create a plan for the where can be a next place for the long position, if it's not the low yet, I would think that it can be a second. So we have a couple of the resistance levels which were broken and we didn't retest them. This was also the resistance here. We can even see with this week it was resistance, we tapped it, and we had the move to retest the previous resistance. It's simple like that. Yeah, you see, tap of the resistance over here, and move to retest previous resistance as support. Once we tapped it, we had a move through this resistance, so we close above it. Next candle closed above the next resistance, and now we can see that we are testing this previous resistance as support. So we need to see what will happen with this weekly candle. It can also be something like this, that we close this weekly candle. We even can close it somewhere like this. It will look good at that point. But once new week will open, we can see again a move to take out the liquidity from the previous week low. Once this candle closes, the low of this weekly candle will become a nice liquidity point, which can be taken even on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It can even happen like over the night once the new weekly candle forms. So we will see what will happen, but for now it doesn't look bearish at all. What we can see also is this volume range over here, and as you can see, we broke inside this volume because this is value area low. We had a move through the POC, which is here. We tapped value area high, so it's resistance. So now the thing is, either we will bounce from the point of control because it's the highest volume node, POC, or we will retest value area low before the continuation to the upside. Always we should first look at the POC because it's the highest volume node as possible support. If we lose this, but around the POC you need to be really careful because they like to close above and below many times before showing the real direction. So the best way would be to be very careful around POC and just wait for the market structure change, and then we can look for the continuation of this move. My highest targets for Ethereum are around like $9,000 to $8,000. If will it happen, I don't know, but if the continuation on Ethereum will happen, then we can, with a good probability, believe we will at least get to 5.5, I believe, something like this. I would in this areas I will sell some of the bags here on the way up, the same as the price when the price is going down and you do DCA, so you just buy and buy more. The same you should do on the way up. You should always sell some part of your bags to secure some money and got broke by taking profits. Um, so on Ethereum, we even if we take a look at this as the, I will show you what I mean. If we look at this as the very big uh, one second. This whole price action which was happening from here to here, it can be just simply first wave, second wave, and then the third wave. And why it looks like this? Because usually the first and second wave is creating liquidity, and the big players are either selling or buying. In this case, they were buying and accumulating a lot. And the third wave is usually very impulsive. So it kind of correlates with what we see here because this whole move is very impulsive. Even this small correction over here, it was healthy correction before moving higher, and based on this we can see that this whole zone can be a resistance, and also this zone, like they are very big because we never know when the high will be put in, but based on my experience I do believe that there is a very high chance of visiting at least 6,600, or at least to from my experience what Ethereum is likes to do is to get to 2.5. So it would be nice 9.5k, because a lot of people will then wait for 10k and simply they will never get it. So 9.5k can be nice, and that's why I'm telling you to do not stress about either from POC or value area low. If you get even into a trade, let's say somewhere over here, you still have 77%, and in the best case, you have 150% move to the upside. If you will use a leverage, then you can easily multiply it, right? So that's it for today. Thank you for